Hello everyone, I am Vysuals, and today we're going to record our 106% No Major Glitches guide. I've been meaning to do this for a couple months, so we're going to go ahead and get started. But I do want to say this, when I made the 80% tutorial that I made, it was more focused on, like, beginners, because, like, 80% is a beginner category in my opinion. It's a pretty good one to start with. When I made the true ending one, it kind of expected you to have been speedrunning already for a while because it's not a beginner category. But for this one, I know a lot of people do start with 1xx categories, so we are going to be trying to explain things as if this is your first category. So I'll be trying to go as in-depth as I can without droning on for... we're going to do normal, just I'm going to die and then continue. So first things first, we are going to get past like the opening cutscenes and stuff, and we're going to spam the escape button. And whenever you get to this, you want to spam the menu button and then get here, and you want to be holding to the right as you spam click on this. It's not going to work on the first click. You have to like press it a bunch, and then inventory dropper out there, and just make sure that you close the inventory. It's kind of finicky. You can't do it too late and too early, because if you do it too late or too early, you'll hit the ground and then you'll be stuck there for like 5 seconds. So you want to up or down slash these so that you don't stop moving to the right. Make our way up here. Luckily we have save states for this one, so just try to take a sharp jumps there. Now this is the this little mosquito pogo. If he's too far to the left, you have to drop down. If he's close enough to the right, I might not be able to show it because of save states. He might just be in the same spot every time. But oh no, oh well, just kind of have to get him so you can pogo on him. Make your way through King's Pass. Now this is the softball. There's a spot right here. You can either, you're gonna do a little mini hop right at that spot, and you can either do a mini hop and stop holding right for like a half a second, and you want to clip the little corner. I'll show you here in a second. Or you can press left for like a half a second to move backwards a little bit. But I do it this way. I do a little mini jump and I let go of right, and you should get the softball every time. Oops. We're gonna do a little mini hop. You see I let go of right, and you should hit that little corner. So yes, we do have to get Fury, but we're gonna make our way to the door first, and you'll see why in a second. Now there's a little line right here. You just try to hit this wall from as far back as possible. I normally do it right when I hit that line. Someone in my chat pointed out the record is not 45:29 by Fireborn. It is 2:25:31 by 2. Okay, so whenever you come out this room, you can't just hold left, because if you hold left, you won't walk out far enough, and then when you do the save quit that you're going to do a little bit later, you won't spawn here. The point is to spawn here. You're going to spawn at the initial drop. So what you have to do, there's this line right here. It's normally where I try to walk past. Like, I automatically walk past because I wasn't pressing any buttons. But you're going to walk out, and you want to at least go past that line and turn around. Normally it takes around 0.6 seconds with the loadless timer. But you want to make sure to just go past that line. Then you're going to make your way back down here. And you have to hit this 5 times. Try to hit it from as far left as you can. That way, saves more time. Then you're going to come down here. You're going to hit this. And this can bounce either left or right. So you just have to position yourself where you think it's going to land. So you're going to be spamming it right here. You want to be spamming the escape button. This menu is going to come up before this background text is gone. To quit. Yes. Then I spam enter on 2 options. Right there, it shows like the little knight. Oh, and you have to spam escape right here. If you don't do it, then you'll hit escape and this will come up, but you can't use your mouse because it won't actually, like, it'll just be a black screen. And you can still press like up and down on the directions and do it, but it's kind of annoying. But if you press escape early enough, if you don't forget, like I didn't, then right here, you're going to be holding right, and you're going to hit go. And there you go. You don't actually have to inventory drop right there. I think it's because I like sat in the main menu for too long. But normally it's like a really fast hard fall. Like it's faster than inventory dropping. You're just gonna try to stay off the ground as long as you can here in Dirtmouth, because it makes you walk. All right, so right here, this little guy down below, he can be in either to the left or the right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna jump around this corner, and then you're gonna down slash just in case he's over to the left. And if he is to the left, you'll bounce off him. If he's to the right's better. The right's about a second faster. If he's to the right, then you're just gonna hit him and the Geo Rock with 3 swipes. If he's to the left, you have to bounce on him, then hit him twice, then turn around and hit the Geo Rock 3 times. A little bit slower. So we're gonna do that. Oops. Yep, seems like that. So you have to hit him. Hit that 3 times. Make sure you get all 22. So the point here is you have to get 50 Geo by the time you get to the stag station. We have 35 right now. A way to think about it is in the initial Geo Rock, which we got 13, however many more you get over 3 is the amount that you can miss in the Aspen room, depending on if you got the 22 from down there. So since we got 13, then we got the 22, now we can miss 3 Geo in the Aspen room, which is not always that easily perfect. Right here, you want to try to inventory drop. Sometimes you'll get hit, sometimes you won't. You can also inventory drop through the middle, but if you get hit once at the top of the middle drop, you can't continue down the middle because one of those tick-ticks right there will hit you. So you have to switch over to the right. Apparently faster to not inventory drop right there, but I do it anyway. Alright, so now we have the Aspen room. So what we're going to do here is you kind of have to react to where he is, but you just have to poke on him 3 times. And I go up here, wait for them to spawn. Not like that. Also, it might mess up the... There's some rooms that you can't do correctly if you put the save state in the same room, so I'm going to go outside. But you have to react to where he is, because that's the slowest version if he goes like to the left of the little platform. Wait for them to show up, jump, and you get the double hit. Now, if you saw, there's 2 Geo up there, and it's kind of hard to get up there without doing all that, which takes forever. So remember, we can only miss 3, and... Well, what's my actual Geo at? I don't know. The Geo display is bugged, but I'm pretty sure I have 51. That's going to be really annoying for this whole thing. But yeah, that's good. And being at the top, pretty fast. Of course. There we go. Double hit. I think we missed 3 Geo. Ends up working out because we would have 52. Over this room, you want to jump right here at the beginning of these 2 bushes, and I'll show you the way I do room if I can. So you want to jump right at the beginning of this bush and jump off that, but you don't want to do a full jump, and then you just want to bounce off that gum. Right here, if you still need Geo, you can get 3 from that bench fly. Is probably the fastest. If you need more than 3, kind of out of luck. You're gonna have to waste a lot more time getting it from other sources. But whenever I'm 1 or 2 short, I normally get it from that guy. You're gonna come up here, and you're gonna go ahead and try to press up as early as you can. Go over to yes, and then you're gonna press up in inventory almost at the same time. Go over and put Fury on. So your health doesn't matter up until this point. Alright, so this room, whoops. Here, we'll do, here. Be full health. So, for this room, you can, the point is to pogo off the statue and get up onto this ledge, but I find it easier if I stop moving for like a half a second. I wish I would stop bonking my head on the wall. But I stop moving just to let the tick. Oh my goodness, I can't do it today. This is not this hard. I don't have infinite health. Alright, so we're gonna stop. There we go. There we go. That's the point. So in this room, you're going to land on the left side of this guy on purpose to get hit. Then you're going to stop around right here, let him swing at you. Sometimes he swings, sometimes he doesn't. If he doesn't, it's not really worth it to let him like set up again and try again. So if he doesn't, you're just going to have to get hit. Oh, I have infinite health on. Whoops. Alright, fine. Stop moving. There we go. And then you're going to land on the left side of this big guy. Let him swing his mace so that you take 3 damage. 1 right there and then 2 right here. Okay, so he didn't swing. You kind of just have to cut your losses. Try to get hit to these 2 guys, which you want to try to land on the left side of them so they knock you the correct direction. They knock you the other way, waste a little bit of time, kind of stuff. You want to make sure that before this fight starts, or at least, at the very least, if you can't take the last damage to False Knight, you don't want to have to take 2. That could be annoying. I'm going to try to land on the left side. He walked forward, then I think he was going to start. But it's fine. You want to get to right here. That starts the fight. You want to turn around. And then you have to... The first phase is easy. He doesn't even swing. Whoops. And then what I try to do is I try to line up to the right of his eye. And then I'll up slash 5 times. Very small delay. And then you can knock him down again. If you miss that and you only hit him twice after the initial 5, you can still get off the full rotation before he would swing back at you. So I'll try to do it without the delay so I can show you what I mean. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, that one misses. And you can still get it off. Ideally, if you do the small delay, you can get off the 3 hits before he jumps. But like I said, even if you don't, you can still get off enough hits to knock him down before he even hit you. So I try to position myself right here, so because you're going to get your 5 hits, then you're going to heal, and you're going to pick up the city crest. So as soon as you're done with the 5th hit, start healing, you get off all 3. And then I spam up and down, and then immediately walk to you're going to come up here, and you're going to get the 200 Geo. 198 is really good. Although my Geo counter is still messed up. You should try to have around somewhere between 200 to 205. Ideally, that's what I normally aim for. The worst case that I'll continue with is like 189. But that's really rough. You're going to have to like really try to not miss much. So, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try to talk to him as early as possible. And then this jump can be kind of finicky, but make sure you jump into it. So now we have VS. Spam through the text here. Oh, one thing to note is that in the beginning, your jump, your nail, and your focus button, the heal button, those all will mask through text. Which is on the controller, like the 3 face buttons by default, or the middle 2, like the left and right, and the bottom one. The dream nail will clear dialogue, but only when you have dream nail. So right here, if I were to press it, it doesn't actually do it. But once you get dream nail, then you can spam all 4, and all 4 will clear dialogue. So right here, right after you get up, you want to jump right here and up slash. Oh, I messed it up. You want to do like that. That'll still break it. It kind of goes through the wall. But you want to jump up, break that without it, like you can break it without slowing down, and that'll be useful later. Doesn't matter what you do here. Now you want to try to break this pretty quickly. This is the little double plank right here, so you want to jump pretty high so you have enough speed going down, and you can break both those planks on your way through them. Go under him, and then you're gonna kind of bait him a little bit, and you're gonna pogo off him. Saves very minimal time, but whatever. So, it doesn't matter what you do with your soul up until this point, but you want to make sure you have full soul before you come down here. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to shoot 2 fireballs, and then wait for him to shoot his first thing. Hopefully it's a little balder. If not, then, you know, whatever. You just have to wait. You can either shoot 2, and then wait, and then shoot 1, or you can shoot 1, and then wait, and then shoot 1 whenever he shoots, and then shoot 2. Like, you just want to make sure that your fireball is in the air while he's shooting whatever he's shooting. So we'll see how him twice. Yeah, I shot right as he started to spit. You don't want to do it too early because you can interrupt him, and that's really annoying. But ideally, he shoots out the little boulder as you shoot your third fireball. Perfect. Try to do a little like forward, up while you're walking to the left, which could be pretty nice, but that was really close. I almost messed it up. If the boulder lands in front of you, then you can just forward slash 3 times or forward slash twice and up slash once if you're close enough. If it's behind you, you kind of do what I did there. Up, whoops, forward, and it'll bounce off the wall if I wouldn't have missed it. Like, you kind of get used to it once you do it enough, but you up, forward, and it bounces off the wall hard enough to where it comes back and you don't have to wait like that. So, as you walk past that, you're going to break that plank, and then break that one. Oh, it respawned the planks whenever I did the save state. But normally that bottom one would be broken, and then you just break the middle one on the way down. You're going to spam through him, and then you're going to try to bench as early as possible and hit the inventory button again, and you have to click on this 5 times. Close it out. Now you're overcharged. So this can be a pretty scary part of 106 is going through Greenpath with overcharge, meaning you can only get hit twice. I'm gonna hit that as far to the right as possible, obviously. And then I try to jump just past this little piece of paper, like that. Not like that. Oh, that was too far, but whatever. And then you have to make sure to get 5 hits in this room. On 1221, obviously, we are down patched to 1221. So I didn't get, none of the gruzzers were in a convenient spot, so you have to jump up and hit that tick one. So now, this is a trick that if you've been following the tutorial now, you've probably noticed that if you're not on 1221, this stuff, like a lot of this stuff won't work, but this is another trick that only works on 1221. What you're gonna do is I walk to this pole right here, and then I turn around, and I come right here, and I fire a fireball over to the left. And that'll make it to where it hits the boulder 4 times off screen for some reason. Like that. And he dies. Pretty nice. So, now we come to the fireball skips. So, fireball skips are a trick that you only use in this category. In Greenpath right here at the beginning of the game, you're going to do 3 of them. This was the first one. This is why we needed the 5 hits, because with Soul Catcher, you get enough soul with 5 hits for 2 fireballs. For those of you who don't know, the soul meter is 1 through 100. Easier to think about 1 through 99 because there's 1 extra that's just there for numbers. But think of it as 1 through 99. Each hit is 11 by default, so 3 hits you get 33, and then 33 is a fireball or a spell with no charms. But Soul Catcher makes it to where your nail hit goes from 11 to 14. So every 4th hit, I think, is 1 extra, right? Yes. Every 4th hit is acting like you got 1 extra without Soul Catcher. So you have to get 5 hits in that initial room to have enough for 2 fireballs instead of 6 hits like you normally do without Soul Catcher in like any percent intruning and stuff. What you're going to do is you're going to jump as late as possible, almost like, if you know what it's called coyote time, where like the coyote from, you know, the Roadrunner cartoons where he jumps like when there's no floor under him, or like it looks like he's walking and then he realizes and he falls. But you want to jump as late as possible, turn around and fireball. And it'll push you to the left and allow you to make gaps that you otherwise can't make. Oh my goodness. Well, and that's an example of if you have enough soul. If you get enough soul right, like in that earlier room, or if that boulder shoots an extra boulder and you can get some hits off him, then you can have enough for 2 fireballs. But you just want to make sure you fireball as early as possible when you turn around. It takes a lot of practice to get comfortable with. Whoops. And you can kind of notice the later you jump, the later you jump off of this platform, the less precise your turnaround has to be. And you want to kind of do it late. Oh my gosh. I keep doing it but not turning around. Oops. I'm turning on no clip to fly around like this, just to show you. See, if you jump off late enough, you can be pretty relaxed with your turn. Like, that was a horrible turnaround, but I jumped off really late, so it was okay. It's not very precise, My jumps are really late right now, and that was a good turnaround. As you can see, you can make it by quite a bit. But yeah. Alright. Could also mention fall speed. What do you mean? So in this room, you're gonna want to make sure to get at least 77 out of 99, which with Soul Catcher means you need 6 hits. Oh wait, I don't know, whatever. Because when you have this much soul, you can hit these 2 birds. Oh, see, I'm not at full. That's why. Oh, I think maybe that's because oh, that's because I did the fireball skips in the beginning. So right now, I think I have 98. Yeah, that's because I had full soul and then used it all when I would normally have a little bit left over from having Soul Catcher. Whatever. You would normally have full soul right here if you did what I just did. So this is the second fireball skip. This one, the common thing is to use 2 fireballs. It is possible to use 1, but it's a lot more precise than that first one. Oops. I'm choking. Yeah, it's a lot more difficult. There we go. But everyone just uses 2 fireballs. Like I said, it takes a lot of practice to get used to. This is probably the most lenient one. Oh. Now, there is a backup. I'm not going to spend too much of this video talking about backups, but there is a backup, and it's where you lure this guy over. Whoops. Kind of. That's not where I wanted. There we go. And you can pogo on top of him to get up here. But it's super slow. So we don't want to have to use him. We just want a fireball like that. Again, this is like the farther that you jump, like the farther you are off the ledge when you jump, the less lenient or the less precise your fireballs have to be. All right, so we're gonna make our way in here. You only need 1 hit on him. Okay, so this guy. Hold on. Might respawn the. Yep, it did. Alright. So this guy, what you're gonna want to do. What you're gonna want to do is, it takes a lot of practice. Not a lot of practice. It takes some practice to get used to where you're gonna hit him. But you want to forward slash him when he kind of gets almost like right before he's about to hit you. And then you can up slash him twice, and then you can up slash him 3 times, or up slash, forward slash. You kind of have to get used to knowing how far you hit him with the initial forward slash to know if you have to slow down at all. So I'll show you like this. I was gonna have. Oh, I thought I was gonna have to slow down, but you want to make sure to get 3 hits from him because it's. See, I kind of let go of left right there because I was afraid if I just tried to hold left, I was gonna walk into him. But you want to, that's the general idea. So this is your 3rd fireball skip. Get rid of him for a second. This one is probably the 2nd hardest in my opinion, just because it's not full, like this one, you can't jump super early and then expect to make up with it with a really precise turnaround because you're going to bonk your head on that platform. So this one, it kind of requires you to do a really late one. But that also means you can be pretty lenient with your turnaround. Like that. Oops. Yeah, you just want to make sure you clear your head from that thing. And you can do it. This one is pretty... Like, it's not the biggest deal in the world if you miss it, because then you can just go down here. Whoops. You can... not get hit by him, and it wastes like, I don't know, 8 seconds or something, and you just go around. It's worse in other categories because some of them have to go get these Georocks. I don't know if any of them still do, maybe All Skills does, but we used to have to do that in any %. So if you wanted to go around, you had to go all the way around, then walk over here, get the Georocks, and then walk back. But now you just have to go up here. I'm gonna heal just so I don't die. Whoops. But yeah, that's the, you normally have some, not really worth talking about how you get past those guys. Just try to get over them. If this guy is like right here, this roof does not go very high at all. But for some reason it goes kind of high right here. So if he's like right here, you're not gonna be able to go over them without getting hit. So sometimes you just have to forward. If they're kind of stacked up, it's kind of worth to forward slash them twice and then up slash them, just for you can get a little bit of a chance at some geo. In this room, you have to make sure that you're one hit away from being full, which I think is right there. Yeah, because in this next room, I'll just hit him. But normally, if you're one hit away from being full, it's fine because you're gonna hit this guy once before shooting your fireballs. Now, actually, let me go down here because so there's a way to do this room that I don't do. I'll show you how I do it, and then I'll show you the way that like a lot of other people are doing it now. It's not as important in this category. And that's it. That's all you have to do. I don't even know if I can do the other one, but I'll try. But it's not important in this category because we have Soul Catcher. So you don't actually have, it doesn't really save any time to do this, but I forgot how to do it. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. You can look it up in the Hollow Knight Discord. I don't care. I'm gonna go into detail about it. I don't give a shit. So, like, you just have to hit him as he comes up and then 3 fireball and he's dead. There's a way to do it to where your last fireball double hits, but I don't really care. Whoops. So in this room, you're gonna get 3 hits there. You don't normally do that one, but I missed the first hit on that guy, but it's fine. So you just want to make sure that you're at least 1 hit away from being full. And if you're at full health, you want to get hit to him. If you're not full health, if you've been hit once, then don't get hit to him, because you're going to take your other hit, or your last hit, to get into Fury. You're trying to get to 1 health by the time you get to Hornet. You're going to take your other hit right here. So the idea is to, this one's different from the other Moss Charger, because the idea here is you want to, I'm not actually at full 1 health, I'm at 3. Just the UI just messes up like that. So right here, you want to up slash almost as far away from the Moss Knight, or the Moss Charger, as you possibly can, so where that you can up slash again, and you hit him as he falls into you. So you get your last nail hit, and you take your last bit of damage so that you're at 1 health going into Hornet, and we have Fury, which means, you know, we can do extra damage to Hornet. And sometimes that'll happen, and you'll have to take your last hits to Hornet instead of the Moss Charger, which is fine. Just waste a little bit of time. You just have to get used to, you gotta up slash like when the very edge of your nail will hit him. Alright, and now we come to the Hornet fight. I'll set a safe state here. Now, you can start the fight with a fireball from the very edge of the room if you want. What me and I think Axe have come to realize is it actually doesn't make a big difference, because having the full soul is kind of nice to start the fight, and that first fireball that cancels her dialogue doesn't actually do, I think it does 1 damage or does 0 damage, something like that. It's not worth it. Like, as damage. It might be worth it to skip the dialogue, but not everyone does it. So what I do is I go up and I nail into double fireball, and the goal is to just get 6 hits on her any way you can if you're at 1 health, which is what you should be. The goal is just to get 6 hits to knock her into stagger, which means that now it takes 5 hits for every stagger on 1, 2, 2, 1. So what I do is I go nail fireball. I'm sorry, no I don't. I'm dumb. I do nail, jump with her, and if she's gonna do a short jump, if she does a short jump, you can jump and with her and forward slash to where like she doesn't go over you. I gotta do this. But if she does a far jump, you kind of have to react in midair and make sure to up slash her so she goes over you. But I'll show you. So what you're gonna do, I do nail, fireball, fireball, and you kind of have to react to what she does there. Ooh. And I noticed that I could keep her on one side of me. Right there, it was kind of in between a mid and a long jump. You either let her go over you, or you can move away with her as you, like, / turn around, move, / like, you can do it. You can keep her in front of you if you really want to, but sometimes it's just not worth it. Just let her go over you, and you shoot a fireball across the room if you have to. You know, I kind of like / her, but kept her away from me. The best thing she can do is the little needle throw move, because as you saw me do, especially if she does it right off the bat, that's how you get the really, really fast fights. You jump over the needle, nail, fireball, nail, and on the second nail after the fireball, you're kind of jumping as you hit the nail. It kind of takes a little bit of like getting used to it, but once you do it, it becomes like a really, really fast way to do this fight. If she does that, I normally try to poke her twice and then get my 3rd hit however I can. She's 1 hit away. It's not worth it. Well, she was 1 hit away, but it was too long. And if you notice that you're at the very end of the fight and you have extra soul, just go ahead and just shoot fireballs across the room, and she'll end up dying. Whoops. I accidentally held right. That was good until she did that just empty hop into like diagonal downward dash or whatever, but it's not a big deal. If you do end up running this not on Steel Soul, that death is just, it's a run killer. Even if you're like, it's gonna take you like 4 minutes to get back. It's just not worth it. You're at the beginning of the run, you might as well reset. And that's how I fight Hornet. There is a way to get double hits on her, and it's a little bit more important to learn how to do if you're doing a category that doesn't kill her with Fury. So for example, any %, like my Hornets are not as fast as a lot of people's anymore, because people learn how to do the double hit with the fireball. But because your nail is doing like 9 damage and your fireball is doing like 15 with like when you have Fury on, it's not a huge deal to learn how to like double hit her and like waste all the time setting up and whatnot. You could just hit her a bunch with the Fury. So right after you pick up Mothwing Cloak, you're going to quit out, and you're going to spawn back at the fireball, or at Ancient Mound, Ancestral Mound, whatever it's called, and you're just going to dash out. Now, one of the best things about inventorying, like inventory dropping, is it's the only way to stop your dash. Like, normally, no matter how long you hold the button, it has a set distance, in theory, but you can dash literally 1 foot, or you can get like a half dash, because the inventory can stop it. So whenever you get out of this room, you're gonna dash, and then you don't do it right there, but you just have to try to get as used to like the timing on when you're gonna whenever you like can cancel your dash, if that makes sense. Sometimes you'll do this on accident, and you're like, damn it, and then you have to like close it and move over. But ideally, you want to try to go over the ledge. Try to round these corners if you want. Again, you're going to try to round these corners. A lot of times, like, the dash will reset your fall speed, but you gain fall speed as you, like, the longer that you're falling. So, whenever you're going to have to go around a corner, the best thing is to, like, jump before you get there so that you kind of go around the corner quickly instead of just, like, getting all the way to the end. This is super basic, but just in case you don't know, so obviously you get 1 dash in the air, but if you dash without jumping, like you dash off a ledge, you have a 2nd dash. But yeah, just like that becomes a lot more useful later. So what you're gonna have to do is right here, what I do is I just let go of left and right, and then as soon as you're able to, you're gonna dash. And while you're dashing, you're going to start to hold left, and you're going to jump. So it's going to look like that. So, like... And you kind of, if you see, you kind of get, like, to dash, like, when you're not even really, like, touching the ground anymore. You kind of are. You're kind of jumping off the very edge. But, like that. And then you're going to inventory drop right on this pebble in the background. Whoops. See, I didn't go far enough. I'll show you what I mean. Make it to the end. You do inventory drop in there. So this room, there's a lot of different ways to do it. Everyone does it slightly differently. There's probably some like known super fast way to do it, but I'll just show you what I do, and it's pretty comparable. At most, it's like 0.2 seconds slower. So I take like a step and a half, 2 steps right as I land, and I dash off, and I'm gonna try to inventory drop right past this ledge. Like that, and then you just have to have like an internal timing, and you're gonna dash and then inventory drop again. Sometimes you'll land up here. If you're close enough to this edge, then you'll land down where I did, down here. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I walk off, try to clip that. It's kind of hard to explain how to do that room in the way that you do it, but you just kind of have to get a feel for where you're gonna drop. You know, like whenever I barely clip that little ledge, you have to like hold left and then like let go so that you barely clipped it. It's just kind of finicky. All right, so this room. So okay, right now you still have Fury on and you're still overcharmed. For some reason, when you pick up a Charm Notch, you get fully healed. But if you get fully healed from a Charm Notch and you have Fury, you get to full health, but you still have the Fury buff. And that sounds good, but later on we're going to do a trick, and it's going to require, the way I do it, is going to require me to pogo on a Mantis 3 times. And if you have Fury active, he dies after 2 hits. So I don't like to be in Fury when I leave this room. I don't think X does as well, but basically, I'm going to try to be at above, like, try to only get hit once in this room if possible. Ideally, you can get not hit in here at all, but I'd say like 8 times out of 10 I get hit at least once. So, here, I'll show you from the start of the room. So you're going to hit these 2 right here, turn around, get 4 hits, and jump over. That's going to be your 1 hit you take. And there you go. Then whenever I pick up this Charm Notch, boom, I'm full health. So it's hit the 2 little guys, like the little 2 mushrooms, and then you're going to turn around, hit 4 times, and jump over. That's bad. See? If I do get hit twice, then I just don't do the fireball on that last guy, and I use Fury. That way I have enough soul to heal once and then pick up the Charm Notch. It wastes time, but now I'm not in Fury, so it's fine. So right here, some people go below this. You can go below it. It saves like 0.3 seconds, but I just go over to get the extra soul. Right here, you're not gonna do these pogo dashes as fast as possible. You want to kind of delay, that way you clear this little ledge. So you want to allow yourself to get farther left. That's why I kind of delay every like pogo dash as long as possible. And then you'll round this corner, and then what I do right there is I walk off, dash, and then I kind of let go of the right button twice, and it always just kind of works out for me where I do this. And then you want to, I try to inventory drop right at the middle of these, or like slightly to the right of it. That way you clear that. Whoops, you come down here. So right there, get away from me. You want to try to clear that ledge without touching it, slightly faster. And you come down here. I dash over and up slash. All right. So this is the explosion pogo. This is another one of those tricks. It's just gonna take you a while to get used to if you've never done it. It's kind of a beginner like morale killer, because if you take, like, especially in 106, your health is so much more important in this spot. In any percent, like, you can take 2 damage here and it's not gonna matter. But we're not gonna be able to bench. We're not gonna be able to safely bench or heal for a while. So like losing health here is actually really kind of obnoxious. So what you're gonna do is you let him shoot. And then I walk slightly to the left. You think of this as a block, right? I walk slightly to the left of the middle of it. And then right whenever the spore that's coming down, there's like a black triangle right here. It's like in the middle of these 3 shrooms in the background. Right when it hits there, I jump. like that. And then you have to let go of left while still holding down. I jumped too early, yeah. There you go. Now you're just gonna make your way over here, go up against that wall, inventory drop to the floor, and now we have a Mantis Pogo. So there are 100 different ways to do the Mantis Pogo. I'll show you the way I do it. It's slightly weird and different. Works for me. There's another strat that a lot of people do. It's like you like dash into the wall, pogo. I don't know. I don't do it just because I'm not comfortable with it, and I'm comfortable with this method. So if you want, you can find the other way to do the Mantis Pogo. If you find that more comfortable, I think obviously Fireborn covers it in his guide for any percent, but I'll show you how I do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump around that corner. There you go. Essentially, you just want to make sure you dash, because all of your movements in this room dictate how the mantises move. I'm pretty sure they're consistent as far as like RNG goes, but everything you do is going to affect them in some slight way. There you go. One thing that, if you're not really looking for it, right after I walk over, I jump and hit the lever, and then I come back. You'll see me do like a tiny little mini hop, and that's gonna manipulate the mantis into attacking where I want him to attack. If you don't do that hop, it actually kind of ruins the strat. So you do have the mini hop right there. I'm too low? No, I'm fine. You'll kind of get more comfortable with like delaying your nail hits on that guy. But some people like dash into this wall right here and then like dash away from it and pogo and go. I don't know. I don't do it. But yeah, that's the Mantis Pogo. Now we have wall jump. Alright, so right here, what I normally try to do is dash off this, and then I try to grab this tiny little ledge. I don't always manage to hit it. If you do grab it, then you can just start holding right and you can dash down there. If you don't, you're gonna hit the ground, and then you're like, I don't even dash off this platform. I'm in the air when I dash, so I don't have a dash in the air. So you want to try to grab that. If you miss that, you have to grab this left wall. Yeah, I missed it, so I had to grab the left wall so I don't hard fall. You're gonna come around here. So this lever is super finicky because you can be standing right here, and if you press nail as you're going to the left, it'll work. But if you're in the same spot but you're not actively moving left, then you'll be just short. You kind of have to like hit it and then like turn around. I don't know. If you fall off, it gets kind of annoying because there's like a tiny bit of lag whenever you hit the lever. And honestly, it might stop you. So that's basically what you're trying to do right there. But anyways. Oops. You're gonna make sure you're facing to the right. So right here, this guy can sometimes be like right here, and you kind of can't get in between him and the ledge, or maybe you can just barely, but I just like, if he's there, I'll try to up slash him and dash under him. It can be annoying. This guy can be in your way. Luckily he wasn't. It's really easy to get hit in this room. That's the general idea of what you want to do. That room is one of those rooms that's going to take you like 100 times of doing it in runs to understand all the different ways that those guys can be positioned and how they can be in your way. But for the most part, that's the general idea of what you want to go up there, get that relic, come back down, and go around. Right here, pogo. I didn't mean to not land on the platform. I meant to land on top, but whatever. Here's another. Whoops, I didn't mean to dash. This room is consistent all the way up till here. Well, up till here. And then sometimes that guy will be against the wall, but I just try to go over, touch the wall so I get a dash, and then go around that. Sometimes that guy will just be in your way. There's not much you can do about it. You'll lose like a second. Right here I dash, pogo dash. It always looks like that balloon guy's gonna hit you, but he doesn't. Not much to say about that. And then with this room, you're not going to hit any of these levers because it's super slow, but you're going to want to barely touch that wall so you can dash underneath it. Don't dash too early or you'll just dash to the right and go nowhere and then fall into the acid. Alright. Now, okay, so in this room, or at this point of the run, if you have 3 health, then you're fine. You don't have to, also, sometimes this guy can be either where he was and you have to pogo on him, or he can just be over to the right and you don't have to worry about him. Right there, he was where I had to pogo him. So, at this point of the run, if you have 3 health, you're fine. You can heal on 2 elevators and you'll have enough, like, you want to be at full health here. If you have 4 health or 5 health, you're obviously fine. You can just heal. If you have 2 health, you can bench. There's no downside other than losing time to benching. Like you don't need to have your save point anywhere else. You can bench if you want, waste a little bit of time, or you can heal on the 2 free spots on the elevators, and then you will, you'll be 1 health down. And there's a chance to heal later, but there's also a lot of places to get hit in this room. So if you need to, you can bench here, waste a little bit of time. But if you have 3 health, you can heal on that elevator up there and you won't lose any time, and you can heal right here and you won't waste any time. What you're gonna do is you're going to, this is another one of those rooms that you're gonna get used to where these guys are positioned and how they're gonna affect you. If this guy bonks his head into the bottom of that platform right there, that means you can get this and he won't hit you. He'll do that. Well, the other guy will hit you, but he won't. That other guy won't always hit you. It just depends on where he's positioned. But you want to try to have full health, or sorry, full soul and full health coming in here. I'm going to do your best not to get hit by this guy. He can either be walking toward you and where you can only get off like 1 dash, or he can be stuck in a corner like that and you can get off 2 dashes and go over him. So I have 4 health here, which is why it's easy to get hit in that room where you have to get the relic. You can see how I did that room, but it's not always going to be that way. Sometimes those flying guys will be positioned differently. Sometimes that guy that's walking on the platform that you have to jump onto will be like kind of more in the way, or you'll have to try to squeeze in between him and the flying guy. You'll end up getting hit. It's just there's no like that's another one of the rooms that there's going to be a couple in this run. That's probably the second or third one where you just have to see where the enemies can be and know how you want to approach dealing with them. So like I said, whenever that one flying guy is bonking his head in the bottom of the platform, you know you can go up there and get the relic without him hitting you. If he's over to the left, you're probably going to get hit, but if you're lucky, you can pick up the relic and he'll hit you right as you get it, so you can move earlier and it saves a little bit of time, even though you lose health. But I'll show you the one place where you can heal, but you want to have 2/3 soul for this next part, so I'll show you. So you want to hit that elevator as soon as there's enough of a gap for you to make it through. Then you're going to jump off these walls, and you're going to dash, and you're gonna hit that through the floor. I was gonna stop and then I realized I needed to show you the gate storage, but you want to gate storage off this, and then you can jump like right here, and then like you can jump off midair because of how gate storage works. So yeah, you're just gonna come up here, hit this, hit that guy through the floor, and then this is your opportunity to heal if you want, as long as you still have 2/3 health or soul. I'm sorry. So since I had 2/3 soul. Well, I had full and I healed once. Now you gotta come in here. I jump off the side of this, and you're gonna find out where he is in the room. It can be in like 10 different places, and you just have to understand what you need to do for each of them. So I'll show you, like, let's see, right there. I come around. You want to get 1 nail hit and 2 fireballs, and if you're really unlucky, so you can shoot your 1 fireball and hope that it'll double hit him, and you can hold on to a little bit of soul. It's not that great because you can get soul in the next room. It's not a big deal. So it's not really worth it to not hit it. Also, why is he... Okay, I guess if you... Huh. I didn't know if you safe through there, it got grubbed back. But you just have to understand like where he is in the room and what you need to do. And this one's a bad one, but ended up getting a double hit, so it's fine. You want to try to at least get the 3 big geo rocks in here, so at least 15. Ideally, you can get all of it. if you try to delay to see if you're going to get the double hit, and then you're like, oh, it didn't double hit, and you try to shoot a second one, sometimes he'll teleport away from the second one, and then you'll just be left with no soul, and he's alive. And you have to get like 3 or 4 hits on him, and it's annoying. What you're going to do is you're going to come up here, and then hit the elevator back down, hit that through the floor, and then I hit the elevator back up. I think Axe doesn't, and he like hits the lever, and then he goes and stands on the thing right there, waits for the elevator to go past. I don't know what's faster, but that's just the way I do it. So this is okay. Soul Sanctum as a whole is going to be hard to describe how I do it. I can show you how I do it, and I can show you how I deal with some of the problems, but again, there's so much RNG in here, it just takes a lot of practice to understand how to deal with all the different issues, these guys being in the way. Sometimes I'll play a little bit more loose with my health if like right there I waste a little bit of time letting him like shoot under me. You can heal on that elevator if you want. I normally will just because it's free health. Otherwise, you can, if you have full health, you can just go up the wall. I'll try to show a different, like more than one time of me going through the room. That's always the same, although I missed the hit on that guy or whatever. And that'll happen, and it's really annoying. It's fine. Oh. Fine. I normally try to have at least 4 health going in the next room, but even sometimes that's not enough, and you can end up getting hit, you know. So you don't have to heal here if you have full health. Keep messing that up, but it's fine. So yeah, well, I'll show you how this next room goes with 4 health. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes you can just get absolutely bullied. I'm gonna try to go under him. That'll happen pretty often. So I try to jump off that wall, but a lot of times, like, you'll try to jump up to that wall, and as soon as you jump off it, a guy will teleport into you, or as soon as you hit your dash button, he'll teleport into your dash. A lot of Soul Sanctum just comes from, like, being good at Soul Sanctum just comes from knowing all the potential problems and already having a plan in your head of what to do when those problems happen. And sometimes you'll have a plan B and a plan C in mind, and then their teleports will just ruin the plan B and plan C, and then you're just screwed. And then you're either resetting or you're just freestyling, and it kind of sucks. So if I have over 3 health, unless it's like a really bad run, I can't afford to lose any more time. I try not to go into this room with 1 health. 2 can also be kind of sketch, but it's possible to get out of here without getting hit at all. It's also possible to get hit 4 or 5 times in here. You don't have to fireball there, but I didn't want him turning around. Now, it sounds counterintuitive, but you actually don't want to be at 5 health leaving this room. You can, but it's also just kind of annoying. Because you're going to want to be in Fury when you start this fight. And in order to be in Fury, you're going to have to jump up and hit these spikes until you're at 1 health. And if you're at 5 health, you have to do it 4 times. And sometimes you won't get all 4 off and then get back to the middle of the room where you want to be to start the fight. But I will just show you. You have to go past the middle to get the gate to come down. And come up here and get hit twice. And then I want to be slightly to the right of the middle of, like, this block. That's the first half of the fight. I'll show it a couple times because there's so many different things that can go wrong in this fight. And this fight really is, I mean, it's gonna sound like I say it 1,000 times in this guide, but you just have to practice the fight and know. You have to get used to, like, where he's gonna teleport, where you are, makes him like teleport to certain spots. So right there, I saw that I was near the left side of the room, so there's like a really good chance that he's going to spawn to the right. And there's a certain height that it doesn't matter if he's in the air or on the floor, it'll hit either way. And I knew he was super close to being dead, so that's why I shot that fireball to the right and he teleported into it, basically. That just takes a lot of doing this fight over and over and over, and you'll get more used to like where he's going to teleport. Sometimes you'll be slightly to the right of the middle, and you're like, oh, of course he's going to spawn to the left, and then he spawns all the way in the right corner. That can happen. But it just, like, sometimes you'll see me in runs, I'll miss fireballs because I expect him to teleport to one side and won't. Oops, I missed a nail hit. I try not to shoot fireballs on the ground like that, because then, worst case scenarios, he teleports and then he's, like, too high. So you want to put it at that height where it'll hit him whether he's on the ground. Oh, this is good. So right there, I don't know if you heard, if he goes into stagger right at the very, very, very top right, you want to slightly be to the left of him and up slash, and it'll push him diagonally, and those spikes do 50 damage, as opposed to your 9 damage nail and your 15 damage fireball. So if you ever get the chance to stagger him over on the top right, absolutely do anything you can to do it, because it's really, really worth it. And that could be, like, really good for, like, a fast fight. Whoops. I let go of the jump button. One hit away from being staggered. Oh, 2 hits? Yeah, 2 hits. Not quite far enough, so... So right there, I don't know if you saw, but there's a situation that can happen that's really good. So if you stagger Soulmaster when he's right next to you on the ground, what I do is I will walk underneath him. He doesn't have a hitbox whenever he's staggered like that, so you're fine to just jump into him if you want. But you up slash twice, then you jump between him and the closest wall, depending on where he is, and you jump, you nail, and you fireball twice, because it'll hit him while he's staggered, it'll knock him out of the stagger, he'll teleport across the room, and it'll hit him again, and then the second fireball will probably hit him, unless you get really unlucky and he teleports like right as he gets hit by the first fireball, which is kind of rare. So I'll try to see if I can set it up again, but obviously it's not, like, that's the best case scenario because it's a lot of damage really quickly. I always want to try to get those floor staggers. The air staggers kind of suck. With the air stagger, you can only get 1 hit, or 2 hits technically. Air stagger. I don't have enough soul. I wanted to get a floor stagger, but he won't let me. I'll show you the second half. The second half is a lot more, like, predictable. Not predictable, it's just, there's a lot less variance to it. Whereas this first phase can go a million different ways. They spawned on the ground. I'll try to make him spawn on the ground. You know what? I'll actually just try to get... I don't know if there's a timer on the stagger. I think there is. Yeah, there's a timer. Oh, wait, maybe not. Or maybe the timer is just really long. I don't know. I can't get it. But you saw me do it earlier. Just rewatch it and see it. So you want to position yourself right at the middle again, because the fake D-dive thing is going to spawn right above you. Jump into it. I don't know if inventory dropping here speeds anything up, but it always seems like it did, so I just do it. Alright, so now what's going to happen? He's going to spawn above you. He's going to do between, I think it's 3 and 7 dives. I've never seen less than 3, and I don't think I've ever seen more than 7, because he would be dead by then anyway. And I don't try to hit him on the first one. I don't even know if you can, but there's a way to do this without dashes, and it's slightly safer, but it's also just, I don't like it. I tried it once and I don't like it. So what I'll show you how I do it. The way Axe does it is a little bit safer because there's a small possibility. It's only happened to me like a handful of times, maybe like 10 in my whole 3,300 times of running this category, where while I'm doing my strategy for what I'm doing, he'll teleport into my dash and it just kills you and there's nothing you can do about it. His method doesn't use dash, so like there's no chance of that happening. So slightly safer. I just don't like it doesn't feel good to me, so I don't do it. But I'll show you what I do. So at the very beginning, he's gonna come down. I'm just gonna jump and dash away, and then whenever the next time he spawns above me, I'm gonna jump, up slash, dash, turn around and hit him. If that makes sense. I'll show you. Okay, that was really bad. Well, first off, he dove a bunch of times. So, if he only does the, like, I'm not counting the first dive. I guess he does between 4 and 8. I don't count the first one. If he does 3 that I hit him twice on, so I get 6 total hits, what you can do, you have to end this fight, or you don't have to, but it's really bad to not end this fight with full soul, because you're going to try to heal up to 4 health afterwards. And getting out of this place without dying is already hard enough. And if you started with 3 health, then it's, you know, just that much more likely you'll die. So what I do is if I only hit him 6 times in that initial like diving phase before he spawns wherever he's going to spawn, then as soon as he spawns, like just static and just sitting there, I will fireball and then you can get 3 hits. I've never had it to where I hit him 6 times, then fireball, then only got 2 hits and he died. Maybe there's like some fucking super tiny chance that like his health is perfectly at that number. I've never had it happen. So what I do is I get my, if he does only the 3 dives, then I fireball once. If he doesn't, then I just take the, oh, I almost jumped up there again. I just take the like tiny bit of time loss. I don't fireball and I just hit him with the nail until he dies. There we go. That's what I wanted to show. One, 2, 3. Oh, well, I missed one. Okay, so I hit him. Oh, see, now I'm definitely not going to fireball because he's going to die too fast. So right after he dies, you're going to take your 3 health. Then you're going to jump into this right as it spawns. And it's going to give you full soul. Now, if you didn't have full health or 4 health right here, and you wanted to waste the time, you could heal because it does give you full soul, and it's not like you need all full soul as soon as you start. But if you want to go like fast and not lose any time, then you have to just go with 4 health or however much you have. Here we go. Good dash. You want to try to get up here without breaking these things because I'm going to use them in a second. Jump up, grab all this geo. Try to make sure you get both corners because there's a lot of geo that can hide in the corners of these. You want to jump in, kind of clear it both sides, and then jump out. Then up slash him, you can go under. Make sure you don't get hit by him. He might come down. We'll have to deal with him in a second. Yeah, I think we're going to. There we go. All right. Now, this is what we call fake dive, right? It can happen with a lot of breakable floors in this game. If you've watched me run, I don't go for this, and I don't like it because it's super random, but I can tell you how it's done, and I can try to show you it if it'll work. The idea is there is a grub to the bottom. Okay, so there's this breakable floor, then like another one, and then another one below that. But in between like the second and third one, I think, there's a grub that's sitting over to the left. What you want to do... No, it's just this floor and then the one below the grub. What you want to do is you want to dive right on the corner of either side, left or right, it'll break the floor, but you will still stay here. You won't go through. So normally, like, when you slam the floor, you'll go all the way down. You slam right here, it breaks the floor. You can drop down, kill the, like, break the grub jar, and then dive your way through the rest. And then it saves, like, 9 seconds. Maybe, like, 12 at the very most. But the way I do it is I just dive through. If you miss it and you don't feel like going for the backup, I'll try to show you the backup too. The backup sucks. But if you do make it through and you don't want to go through the backup, that's fine. You can lose about 10 to like 9 to 12 seconds later. After you kill Soul Tyrant, you can come back up here and you can come get the grub. I've gotten world record doing this. I can get world record doing this now. It is not the end of the run if you don't get this trick. It's really, really finicky and I don't like it, and there's already enough RNG in this area, so I don't go for it. I'll show you how to do it though. Alright, so it's so rough. I'll try to show you the backup if I can get that too, but I'm not very good at it. Oh, whoops. Yeah. This is another, like, all of Soul Sanctum is basically just knowing where the enemies are spawning and knowing how you need to deal with them. So, like, where I, like, let go of holding right, like, and then I still mess it up. You want to really try not to get hit in here, but sometimes there's just not much you can do about it. Why are there two of you here? Okay. I'll see if I can do it, but like I said, I don't go for this normally. There you go. And then you have to get enough soul. You don't want to go down here with no soul, because then you're going to have to break this and then make your way back up, get soul, and then come back down. The idea is to break the jar right there. As you can see, it took me like 3 or 4 tries to even get it. It's really, really obnoxious, and sometimes it just... Whoops. Sometimes it really just doesn't want to work. And we've tested it, and it's not consistent. It doesn't matter where you're actually standing. We actually don't know what exactly affects it. I just got it again. But it's not something that you can like get 100% if you just play better. Apparently I can, I don't know. I don't go for it in runs, but I was just tired of this area ending so many of my runs that I wanted to take any type of randomness out of it that I could. Let's see. I kind of found that dashing over it or next to it, like doing it out of a dash, works, but it's not working right now, as you can see. It's just something it can be really frustrating. And then you can mess it up. So that's the fake dive. I don't do it. I just go straight down. I just leave the room as fast as possible, and then I come back and get it after Soul Tyrant. I will try to show you the backup here. I'm not very good at it. I don't go for it. I don't like it. And it can cause some really unfortunate, unlucky, unwanted wall storage where it just flings you across the room. There's not many. You just end up getting hit by one of these follies or mistakes. I'll try to show you the backup. Jump up here. Nope, and I didn't get it. You kind of have to use like either fireball or dash stalling in midair in between pogos. No, I'll try to show you again, I guess. Like that. You can use whatever method you can to stay in midair. But that's essentially how you do it. You just use those 3 guys. And you want to try not to hit like all 3 of them with 1 nail hit, because that's a lot of potential pogoing power gone. But yeah. And then you would do that, and you got it. Oh my god, I'm messing up my jumps. Alright, so what I do is I do a little mini hop, pogo off him, break these 2 jars, and then sometimes this guy can spawn on the wall just like that, and there's not much you can do about it. Sometimes he won't spawn there, he'll spawn away, and you won't get hit. Having 2 health going in this room is kind of scary. I'm going to turn on infinite health just in case, but if you did knock the elevator to the top earlier, or if you use the elevator, then you can heal once on the way down if you really want to. It doesn't waste that much time. Whoops, I meant to dash before I hit that wall. Sometimes he can just be in the way. Sometimes he can just be in the way. This room is just really obnoxious. I'll try to show you I did save state right before this room. I did not. Okay. Oh, that can be really unlucky. All of that can be very unlucky. Sometimes, like, if he does spawn on the wall and you get hit, then sometimes he just will spawn again right on top of you. Like, they're just a-holes. I always try to hit that lever on the way down just because next time you come here, maybe you'll have to heal on the way up, and it's just nice to have it there. Normally this elevator would be at the top. I'll show you what it's like when the elevator is at the top. So basically I just do that. I don't know if it's faster or slower than having the elevator be at the bottom, hitting the lever, going into the little middle thing. It's negligible, I think. Okay, so right here, as soon as you get to a point where you can jump and fireball, you need to try to do that as early as possible without being too early, because you're going to want to break this wall and then hit the elevator again to make it go back to the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to lose time later. So you want to do that, just like that. And then after you pay for this bench, you're going to leave the room. You're going to come right back in. And you're going to bench, go up, take that off, go down twice, and then over to the right 3, put that on. We're out. We're only 16 minutes out of the 2.5-hour run. We're already like an hour in. Whew. Alright. So this room can be really annoying. I'll show you how I do it. You want to jump up as fast as you only dash in those 2 spots that I did. Wait here for a half second. Tug on him 3 times. And then fireball twice. This guy shouldn't hit you most of the time. Like that. You have to see where I let go of like left and right, and where I kind of like stuttered a little bit, because it all matters. Sometimes that guy that's right in front of the symbol key, sometimes he'll do a little backdash. So when you dash over him, he'll backdash and he'll be right under you. You have to pogo, go over him, and then turn around and fireball. That room just takes a lot of finicking with and understanding. I don't do that room the same as Axe, but it's, again, fairly different. Taking damage here is really bad. So if you are at 4 health right here, I would highly advise hitting this bell and then healing once. And you can make up the soul right after that. Just make sure you try to be at full health, because you're about to go a long time without any opportunity to bench. Because that last bench we just took where we changed charms, that bench we're gonna quit back to in like, I don't know, about 8-9 minutes of in-game time. And you do have to take 1 required damage. And then like 3 spots of like almost unavoidable damage, like just depending on your RNG that you get, and a little bit on your execution. So there's a lot of places to get hit, and you don't really have any places to heal for free without losing time. This is like a really bad spot to like die. Like, you can't die here. There's no way. Like, you'll just lose so much time, and you absolutely have to make sure that you keep your health as high as possible here. I didn't explain the look down mechanic. I'll do that later. There's a lot of opportunities for me to show you. So you're gonna spam through this text, go up 1. I put like 1U and 1D and 2D on my splits. So like on this split it says Shaman Zone 1U. That means you go 1 up on the stack station. Don't bench here. Don't bench anywhere. So what I do is I dash right when I hit these bushes. And then you're going to dash, inventory, cancel the inventory, hit that guy once, and you want to hit that guy once. If you healed, hit him 3 times. Just make sure you're close to full soul, if not at full soul. Alright. So, I know Axe and Monster use dives for Grubmother. I don't like it. Dive is just really inconsistent for me, and like sometimes it'll do a lot of damage, sometimes it won't do its full damage. So I just do nail fireball 4 times, and if all of that hits, then you only need 2 more nail hits to kill. If one of the fireballs misses, or you only do nail fireball 3 times, then you just need 6 nail hits, and then she'll die. So here, I'll show you. Well, you absolutely have to have enough soul to do 1 spell, but you do have a spell twister on, so this is more than enough. I have, what, 40, and it only takes 24, I think. But you have to make sure, like right there I got hit, which is fine, you can just heal, and then you have to have enough soul to be able to do 1 dive, and I'll show you why here, right here. But sometimes she goes up, and you have to react to that, jump, and do the nail fireball up there, and it only takes 2 more hits. I'll show you what happens whenever you just nail fireball 3 times, and you have to get your 6 hits. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I got my 6th one earlier on accident. When I hit the spell button, it didn't happen. Not that much slower, especially if you really need. If you already like were missing 1 or 2 health, maybe go ahead and do that so you end up at full soul like this. So what you're gonna do, especially if you have game music on, it's really nice because I messed it up here, but I'm just pausing just to tell you. As soon as that little melody trails off, that means the Grubmother is about to explode. So I'll show you what that looks like, and like without pausing, so you can see it. Fine, you can heal once. Sometimes if Grubmother dies too close to the top of the room, some of the geo will get stuck in the ceiling, and you can get some of it by like jumping up there like that. You want to position yourself on top. I didn't get all of them. You want to try to kill as many as you can. It's possible to kill all of them with 1 dive, but you have to time it really, really well. Sometimes Grubmother will die in the middle of the room. That's best case scenario right there. This is fine. As long as she's not like directly in the middle, then it can get annoying. There you go. You're gonna come in here, and you're gonna buy 3 things. You're gonna buy the second option, steady body, if that is steady body. Then you're gonna do 2 down again, because obviously the charm stone moved up 1. And then you're gonna buy the first charm notch. And you're gonna close, you're gonna dash out of here. Again, make sure to not take damage. You wanna try to be at full health, and you're gonna need full soul in a little bit, at least with the way I do it. So, right at this spot, like right where these 2 things touch, it's like right where I try to press up, mash through his text, dash out. If you need soul, you can sometimes hit him, but sometimes he's over to the left and you can't hit him. A lot of this is just going to be movement through rooms, and I'll just show you how I do it. If you need soul, you can hit either one of these guys, or both. So I jump, and then just pogo, pogo. Now, after you hit him, you can jump into the spikes if you want, and it'll teleport you to the front of the room. But I don't like doing that, because like I said, I like being at full health here. It's just really annoying to not be, so I don't do that. There's another strategy that I do here in like 30 seconds that I don't do it the same way as Axe Monster, because sometimes it made me get hit and I didn't like that. So I just do it a slightly different way. And it helps for Geo. So also right here, when you're finished with Crystal Peaks, you have to be at 800 Geo. And the way I do this room coming up, I always like I'm always gonna get 45. So as long as I'm at 755, I'm okay. If I'm below 755, obviously the tracker thing is messed up right now. I have more than 400. You can get some right here. So you're gonna fireball that. I got 11, not bad. Then I pogo off him. Alright, so this is the room that I do different than Axe Monster. What I do is I nail dive, and then nail fireball, they just use the dive invincibility to get through him, and then go and get the grub, and then use dive to get back through him. But that doesn't kill him, and you don't get the geo from him. I regularly find myself needing the 45 geo that he drops, so I just thought it was more convenient for me for the geo. It guarantees I don't get hit if I do it right, and then, like, it was just better for me. So maybe it's slightly slower. I would just rather have the guaranteed geo, so that's the way I do it. So what I do is, the only time I don't do nail dive, nail fireball is if he does his little dash back thing twice in a row. If he does that, it's too slow and you won't have your iframes left. So after the second nail dive, you'll have to jump nail fireball. You'll have to jump over his little wave because you won't be invincible. I'll show you what it looks like. Actually, here, I'll try to show it like every way that I do it. Perfect. That's ideal. And then you just do that. If he does his, like I said, if he does his little back dash into like wave thing, it can kind of throw it off. He just wants to be nice to it. But yeah, if he does two, it's kind of hard to get the 2 dives in a row. I don't normally get it. It happens very rarely. But if it does, just know that you're not going to have invincibility frames anymore when the wave actually does get to you. So you're just going to have to jump over it and then nail fireball. So right here, you're gonna dash once into dive, and then inventory drop. And then here you're gonna go over this guy. Make sure to pogo off him, or you're gonna dash and fall into him. You can also pogo off that light. I don't do it. So Crystal Peaks is really finicky. Your movement is very important, and some of it's kind of, it's not random, but we don't really understand exactly what parts of the room or what lengths of jumps or like stuff like that like really affects it perfectly. So you kind of just have to get used to it. Oh, whoops, I didn't even do it right. I'm not going to show you Pogax because I don't want to do it. Alright, so this guy can either be over to the left or over to the right. I always pick right, and then if he's over to the right, I just have to take the slight time loss of dashing to the left. He's going to keep doing it, so whatever. I try to hit forward, hit both, and then double fireball, and you can hit him from the back as long as you up slash, which I did. And then what you're going to do here is you're going to jump in between these. You can also just do it like the slow way and like ride them up and dash over, but obviously it's slower to do this. Oh, well, and then you can't even jump. So this is the required damage you're going to take. Oh my goodness. Not that one. I jumped too early. But yeah, it's obviously way slower to do this. And then hit him through the floor. So if you're comfortable with it, like I said, health is a really big commodity in this part. I do this. And then you're going to land on those spikes on purpose. It's going to put you back here. And then I will show you, I'll try to show you God Cycle / God Pixel. So you're going to dash. Come up here as fast as you can. You have to react to whether this guy's going to move out of your way. Like the laser's going to move, and he does. I didn't get it. So those crystal guys, there's a small, tiny gap that you can jump in between them and the laser that they shoot. Sometimes you'll get up there and he won't actually be shooting the laser yet, and you can just get past him. That's God's Cycle. Like that. So he wasn't actually shooting his laser yet, so I was able to get past him before he actually started. Otherwise, you have to be very precise in your positioning, and you can jump in between him and his laser. Whoops. And then I messaged him. It's fine. Just wait for him to go. I would love to show off God Pixel, but I'm messing up right now. Oh, it's fine. You can jump in. It's just a very, very small gap, so it's kind of hard to hit. So you're going to come up here. You're going to immediately jump, poke off that light or him, doesn't matter. Then just make sure to come up here and get Shopkeeper's Key. Now I hit him and I try to get past this, you can barely make that. It's not all about speed. It's kind of finicky as well. I've never been able to like consistently get it every single time, but it is possible to get out of that room without getting hit. So it's possible to leave this room with 4 health if you get God Pixel / God Cycle and get out of this room without getting hit, but it's pretty difficult. Didn't get it. It's fine. Having 2 health is actually okay, as long as you're comfortable with the rest of this. Oh, this room, I don't know why I set a save state. It's really easy. You're gonna make sure to hit that lever. I hit him just for some extra soul, and then you're gonna hit that lever first, and then you're gonna leave the room. I'm going to set my save state right here because I have a feeling when next time I hit this load save state, it's gonna switch that back over, and I don't want that. So this room is one long set of like triggers to the cycles, and it is possible to do this room while taking a hit and without taking a hit. I'll show both. I'll show without taking a hit first. So damageless laser cycle. You're just gonna dash as fast as you can. Make sure to get off the platform because it's gonna push you to the left. So you jump up once, you just ride it up, dash over, ride it up. And then if you do the rest of this correctly, you should not get hit. That's the only difference. Is that little spot, instead of jumping up those little like walls that carry you up, you just let them take you up on their own. If you do jump up them like the fast way, which is how we do it like in any percent, then you're gonna take a hit. It's slightly faster. I want to say between like a half a second to a second. Like this. Oh no, that's not where you're supposed to take that hit. Interesting. There we go. You're gonna take that hit, and then you should not get hit for the rest of this. That was actually just me not paying attention, my bad. I was reading chat. I'll show you a dumb trick that I don't do, and I don't recommend. So chat will shut up. This is the Mothwing Fireball. Saves basically no time. Ooh. Super fancy and flashy. And you go onto the platform right there. The dumb trick, don't do it. No, this tutorial is going to be long enough as it is. I'm not going to go over every stupid swag strat. So you're going to grab Crystal Heart. If you need extra geo, you can get as, I don't know how much, 24? I don't know if that was all of it, but you should. If you stop on that thing, it means you didn't jump up the wall far enough. You should be able to do that. Alright. So, this is a spot. It is possible that this guy can either be both times you come to this room, this time and the next time. It can either be over to the right or over to the left, like going to the left almost to the wall, or going to the right almost to this gap. It is possible, if he's right here where he was, to see him coming, like, and if you have really good reaction times, you can stop your C dash and jump over him. I normally just take the hit from him, and then on the way back, if he's far, then you can stop your C dash. If he's close, it's a little bit easier to stop it the next time, and I'll show you what I mean. But it's just a 50-50 chance of him being inconveniently placed or not. So you can jump up, hit him through the floor. So this is what I was talking about. So if he's close, I can stop my C dash. If he's not, he's far. So you stop it like that. If he's close, you can stop your C dash and jump over. So Then we have this. The way I do it is I do that, then I wait for that to go up, jump and hit my head on the top of that thing because it doesn't actually hurt you. And then that way, if you try to do it like to where you jump and dash, you might dash to like the very corner of it, and it'll stop you, and then it'll come down and hit you. So instead, I jump into the top and then I dash so that I know I'm at the right height, and then I go past that one. So you gotta hit that lever, then hit the grub, and then right here, you're gonna walk off. Try to pogo him. If he's too far like that, you can just pogo off those crystal things and then dash your way up. I like getting the soul from him. You're gonna be rude. That. Alright, so I'll show you the dark room. The dark room just takes a lot of practice. There's easier, more noob-friendly ways to do it. But I think it's worth learning this way because there's less... I don't know. I actually found this way a little bit more consistent for me. So I'll show you what I do. So I stop holding left, right, dash, dash. And that's the way I do it. It's kind of hard to like explain everything I do like as I do it, but basically it's just you don't start holding right until like right as you're like hitting the platform, if that makes sense. And then this, wow, that guy can either be far or close. If he's close, you can just jump over and dash over, or if he's far, you can dash and then pogo off him. Like I just missed right there, but whoops. And then once you get more comfortable with it, you kind of understand like right there where I was too short and I dashed up the side of the wall instead of on top of it. You can understand like how to recover. Alright. And we're just gonna crystal dash from there. Alrighty, I will show you both ways that I do this room. Well, the way I used to do it and the way I do it now. I'll show you the way I do it now first. So you don't have to dash before you do the D-Dark right there. I crystal dash off this wall. Make sure to go high enough to get over him. Then I go to the very edge of this platform. I actually walked too far left, so I had to readjust, but I was able to readjust perfectly. I'll go off that, and we're here. I'll show you the slightly slower way. Where you go around. So you can dive immediately. Dash in inventory. Now you want to position yourself as far, like, right there is the hitbox, kind of. It's like right at the, I don't know, like the second little skull. Like, oh, a little bit closer to that, right there. You want to position yourself, just to save tiny amount of time whenever you're leaving the room. So then you're gonna that. As soon as you're done with that last up slash, crystal dash out. And right here, you can start a crystal dash like almost immediately. Try to stop your C dash like right at the edge and inventory drop down. Then just hold right, dash dash, dash. So this is all pretty standard. Then okay, so right here, what you want to do is when you dash onto the platform, coming this way for you, make sure you land and then like take one extra step just to be safe. And then press up to interact with it, because if you dash and like before you're really on the ground, if you press up, then right when you finish this text right here, it'll like do like a little explodey thing, and your character will just be stuck there and you can't move. And you can get soft locked or hard locked or whatever. So just make sure that whenever you do dash onto that platform, just make sure you take one extra step. So then right here, I dive. If you don't have the soul for it, you can just like do this. Just make sure you do that one time, not two. I was just showing you you can inventory drop, and that makes this it saves about 1 second of in-game time. So what you're gonna do is, I dash to the side of that platform. It's possible to dash on top. Sort of. Like that. I don't like doing that. I just dash to the side and then jump up. So then you dash, dash, dash. Make sure you start your first dash really far to the left, because then otherwise you could accidentally dash off. So then you're gonna jump up here. There you go. Alright. So you want to stop your C dash. Whoa. Weird. That's not what I wanted. Here, try to show you. Well, here. You're gonna fly in, and then I try to stop it right. Oh, up there. Yeah. You're like right here. Oh, right there, I guess. Why does it think I'm on a wall? Anyways, I try to stop it like right there, so that then you land right here, and then you're just gonna jump over. And grab your nail. Alright, now here's a trick I can kind of only show you once, but I will show it to the best of my ability. So after you master this text, you're going to start mashing escape, and then... Whoops, I did not mean... No! Okay, I messed it up, so it's not going to work. But essentially you want to spam escape, then whenever this menu comes up, start holding right, and then hit continue either with enter or with, I do it with the mouse, and then start spamming dash without letting go of right. Yeah, I messed it up because I accidentally went to the options. So then you're going to come down here. You're going to hit this lever. Don't bench. And then again, I have a thing where it says, blind. Oh, there it is. It says Shade Soul 1D, which means go down once. Try to jump there, hit the lever. Don't bench here, obviously. And then you're going to spam through two things of text. And then come down by the elegant key and then spam escape menu, whatever. You're going to quit out. If we're going to make this into 3 parts, I'll try to go for the first like 45-ish minutes. Sounds... 40, we'll do like 50 minutes and another 50. Yeah, 50 sounds fine. All right, so right as you come in, you can actually open this inventory like as soon as, like, you kind of have to get a feel for it, but really I just let my mouse sit on screen like from the main menu, and then once the mouse disappears, you wait like 1 second and then you can press inventory. You just do that. So you just go 3, hit whatever, jump, and then over 1, hit jump again. So you're going to come up here, and this is why you need the elevator to be at the bottom, because if it's at the top, then you have to go all the way to the bottom, hit the lever, let it come down, then get on the elevator, let it go all the way up. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump up, that. Alright, now, I will teach you how to do this with the folly skip and without the folly skip. I'll just try to kill him as fast as possible this time, and then I'll kind of try to explain how to get a folly to be alive. So what you're going to do, 3 dashes, and then you can turn around and start hitting. You're ideally wanting to D-Dark right in the center of him, like on top. That way the second hit like that hits. Right there, that's not going to hit. Alright, so there's no folly. So you just jump up. Now you want to hit this lever first, and then turn that on, and you get Shade Soul. Now, there's a way to do it that wastes a little bit of time initially to save time right after, where you let a folly stay alive. Sometimes it's not always possible, but you kind of have to get a feel for how weak the Soul Warrior is. Oh, and then normally you would just come... I hit that just for the extra soul, and then you would just crystal dash out. But there's a way to do it with... where you have a folly alive, so I'll try to show you that. That's bad. right here, I noticed that he's getting kind of weak, and I don't want to do a dive because dive has like a weird hitbox, and I don't want to accidentally kill the folly. He wasn't as weak as I thought. Okay, so now I have 3 follies. I don't really need 3, but I'll just show you what happens. So you're gonna want to lure them over here, whip off the wall, and you're kind of trying to keep them in the middle. Perfect. Hit that, hit up, enter. Now they're gonna knock you out of this, right? So now you can move while you shouldn't be able to. But this elevator is supposed to be at the top, but it's not. You want to make sure you don't leave the room until right before this pops up. So your screen will do like a little radial like circle thing. I don't know how to explain it. You want to make sure not to leave the room before you actually get the Shade Soul. If you have that as a split on Live Split, then you'll see like, oh, you got Shade Soul. You can see the exact moment you're allowed to leave. All right, do that. I'll try to show you again. You want to do dives early because obviously he's not anywhere close to dying. Oops. Okay, now I'm gonna stop doing dives. I'm gonna try to hit him with fireballs. There we go, perfect. And while you're waiting here, you can heal if you need to because you're gonna have to take 1 guaranteed hit right here. I'm gonna keep them in the middle. That's why I jump over to the side to get him to like come over or come that way for you and then dash over. And then hit that, and then I'll show you. So this is what I normally do. I come down, hit the elevator, and then I hold right there, and then you can let go. You want to make sure that little circle kind of happens, and wait like a second and a half, and then you can let go. Because otherwise, you just won't get Shade Soul, and then all that will be for nothing. Gonna come up here the same way you did last time. Sometimes he's gonna be in the way. Now, if you need health, you can heal like this. That's why I knocked the elevator back down. Now, right here, you want to make sure. I mean, it's pretty lenient. You can actually be really low, and like the top of him, you can skim by him without hitting him. But I try to be at least like right here. Hard to see dash. You can see dash over. I accidentally canceled C-Dash right there. You don't want to. Make sure you have full soul, or at least close to full soul. And then what I do is I jump, dash off the side, top. Alright. Now we have Soul Tyrant. This is one of the most RNG fights in the run, especially because after this we're going to be going to get Fluke Marm, which makes a lot of fights way less RNG than normal. But right here, I'll show you a couple times of fighting him. I'll try to explain it as best as I can. But it's another one of those fights you're just going to have to understand where he's likely to teleport, when he's likely to teleport. You know, you can kind of manipulate him into moving when you want, but not perfectly. But the idea is to get as many double hits as possible. That was a double hit right there, because he kind of teleported into the same spot. That was a double hit into a single. That was a double hit. That was 2 doubles. That was a double. Whoops. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That would have been a double if he wouldn't have staggered right there. That's unfortunate. Pretty decent fight. It's not over, but pretty decent phase 1. But yeah, you're really just getting good at this fight is just learning where your double opportunities are and how to maximize your chances for them. That's how I handle that move. You just get 3 hits and then normally shoot 2 fireballs, sometimes only 1 if you're really low. So what I do right there is I forward, and then like as I'm going over, up, forward. You don't want to like chase him too much because sometimes you chase him and then he teleports right as you get there. So if you notice him going left, right too much, just stay on one side and wait for him to come back. Otherwise, you're just going to be like right as you get over to him, he's going to teleport away and there's no point. That. Oh, I didn't know you were going to stagger. Whoops. Yeah, it just takes a lot of practice of like knowing when you can hit him, when you need to not chase him around. I do it too much where I get antsy and I realize the fight's not going very well and I start trying to chase him around the room. Up, over. Oh. Wasn't quite high enough. Sometimes you can get a double-double right there and it feels good, but... He's gonna stagger right here. Or not. And he's like 1 or 2 hits away, I think. There's a double hit. I think he might have got hit by the fireball, then teleported over here, got hit by the fireball again, then teleported into the spikes, but I can't really tell. I'll do one more and then I'll show you phase 2, which is a lot more simple, just like master. Whoops, I tried to jump and didn't. Here's phase 2. Again, we're not going to hit him on the first dive, but then instead of doing up/dash turnaround hit, we're just going to do kind of similar to what Axe does for Soul Master. We're just going to up/ and then turnaround hit. That makes sense. Don't do anything for the first one. Oh, yeah. I'm done. No, never mind. We hit him on the way down instead of... Yeah, we do dash. Okay, he's being real evil. Wow, this is like worst case scenario. Okay, so yeah, you do dash. I'm sorry, you do dash, but instead of dashing, landing, jumping, turn around, and hit, now we just up/ dash, turn around, hit. You have to do a little faster because obviously he's not. He doesn't give you as much time as Soul Master. Damn. That was a risk and it didn't pay off. I'm not being very decisive with my fireballs, which is why you've seen a couple of them miss. Because I was like, oh, do I want to shoot it? Do I not? And then I shoot it, and it's already too late. He's already teleported away. So, now, I'm going to do the same thing where I jump up, / dash, turn around, hit on the way down. Sometimes he just does this thing where he spawns really far behind you, so even your up/ misses, and then you dash and you're way too far and you can't even hit him. Now, once I get to a point where I'm at full soul, which as you can see I have a lot right now, so that's good. Instead of up/ dash, turn around, nail, I'm going to up/ dash, turn around, fireball. And then I'll do nail, and then I'll do nail, turn around, fireball. And I'll do that until he stops doing his little dive thing. So you just get a couple fireball hits in, which are all doing 40 damage instead of your nails 5. Now, after he's done with all that, he's either going to spawn in the air or on the ground. If he spawns on the ground, it's great. It means you can just sit there and do like jump up, pogo, dive, /dive, /dive. You can do that over and over until he dies, and it's normally pretty quick. If he spawns in the air, you have to do like nail, fireball, nail while avoiding the orbs hitting you, because the dive gives you all the invincibility frames, so you don't have to worry about that when he's on the ground. Perfect. There you go. Now, we get to... This is where I lose time to Axe all the time because I don't do fake dive earlier, like I said. So if you do fake dive and you already have the grub, go ahead, press start right here, quit out, you'll spawn back at the bench and you can make your way over to where I water raise. If you did not get the grub, like I don't, I jump up once, cancel the C-dash as soon as you hit the transition. You're gonna dash once, jump. Sometimes these guys are in your way, right there he wasn't. make sure to grab the wall, and then I like nail into start button as fast as possible, and then I quit out. So all that takes like 8 seconds. Not that big a deal. And you get back in. Maybe I'll go to... you don't have to do anything with charms yet. Okay, now, I might have just messed it up because I normally don't hit the ground. I normally dash from up here. But the way I do this room is just, I just nail the first big guy until he's dead, and then I fireball the next two. So I'm going to do this. Whoops. Fine, we're going to bench right after this. Fine. And you just have to make sure to hit the feet of the first one while hitting the head of the second one. Normally the elevator is up here. Save states kind of breaks the elevator. We're going to do that. This grub should be already done. You don't have to do that. But you're going to dash, kind of weave your way in between those, and then nail. The elevator might be in the wrong spot because of save states. Or maybe... yeah, the elevator shouldn't be at the bottom, but I think it is right now because of save states. So here, I'll just put on invincibility. So normally you would do this. You wouldn't land here. You would... the elevator would be at the top. You would just fall right here and then do that. Save states kind of messes with the elevators, so they're not in the right spot. You're going to sell your one relic to Lim, mash through his text, dash back over here, hit that. I try to use a little ceiling slope boost to push me to the ground faster. Put in your simple key, dash in. Now you're going to dash before you hit the ground, otherwise you're going to do the little hard fall. Crystal dash and try to stop over this guy. I try to get 2 hits on him. I'll go right there just in case that guy's there. He wasn't there this time, but it's fine. You're going to spam up and down until you bench. Get off the bench. Dash through here. Now, this first guy, if you listen for him, you can hear if he's close or not. When he's close, it's better because you can just dash over, nail fireball, and he's out of your way. If he's far, you have to get really close to him, otherwise the little bat thing is going to hit you. So, not close. That. I pogo on this guy 3 times just to get some soul in, get over, make that gap. Your health isn't really that big of a deal. Oh my god, I have invincibility on, that's why. But it doesn't really matter. That room doesn't normally go too badly. So then you get here and you're gonna see this fight's super easy as long as you dive right here. Okay, so you're gonna jump over and then you dive. You just spam dive again. Easy boss. If you miss it, you'll kind of like, so he's like this or whatever. You'll hit like the side and then you'll go past. You just have to jump up the platform as fast as you can and then dive twice again. And you can get it. You can even if the little flukes come and try to mess with you, you're like a constant active hitbox, so you'll just end up killing them. Then hit quit, it'll put you back at the bench. Now right here, you want to listen for as soon as you hear the fluke noise. Right there, and you want to hit inventory. Go down and 3 over, and then hit that. Break this wall. Come up here. So, whoops, that was not how that was supposed to work. Here. It's because I waited too long when I was trying to explain what I was doing. Because there's 2 spots he can be in, and he was too far to the left for me. I'll pretend like I did it. Fuck. Okay, well, whatever. You're gonna come over, you're gonna hit him 5 times. You're gonna dash over, hit him twice. Then I hit him twice, or you can hit him once and then do this. It's just up to you. But you really, really want to have full health, like you have to have full soul, but you really want to have full health because you're gonna take 1 hit on purpose here, and you're gonna take 1 hit on purpose later, and health becomes really scary if you mess up any of these tricks coming up. So here we have Dung Defender. On Dung Defender, there is a very easy way to do this. It's super consistent as long as you do all the inputs correctly. So what you're going to do, I'll just show you the fight in its entirety, and then I'll kind of try to explain. You're always going to end up with, you have to have 1/3 soul, and you're going to end up with 4 health because of the time where you dove through to scream skip. So, make sure that he's not too far from you. Do a dive into a dream nail, then try to... You have to make sure to get that 3rd hit after you stagger him. Well, I tried to press fluke too early and it didn't go off, so... If that happens, you can just fluke after the scream. You'll lose like 3 or 4 seconds. Okay, you can't be right on top of him when you do that, so that... It might still work. So right there, I got the 3 hits and then he staggered. You don't have to get another hit. It's fine. Yeah, right there I was slightly slow because when I did the initial dive, it popped him up and he was right on top of me. And that's going to mess up if I try to Dream Nail. Obviously, I'm going to take a hit. So I had to move over to the side, and that made it to where it's a little bit more tight, but it still works. So then you're going to make sure, dive through here. That's why you need the soul. Otherwise, you have to go outside, get hits from the flying guy. Hit that 3 times, dash through. All right, now we have the spike tunnel skip. So what I do is I try to make sure that I dash before leaving this platform because I want to keep my dash. If you not sure, or if you mess up and you dash too late like that, you can just you can just grab the side of like that, do that. All right, so now we come to spike tunnel skip. Turn on infinite HP. All right, so while I'm falling, I'll show you how to do it, like how you're supposed to do it, and I'll show you if you mess it up how to, like, you know. So I dashed into this wall. There you go. If you mess it up, you're gonna spawn like right here. Takes a lot of practice. This is a pretty, not that difficult, but it can be annoying. I try to jump off right before I hit the bottom of that, but if you hit the bottom of, like, I'll try to do it on purpose. No. There's a way you can jump off it, and your character kind of looks weird. It's like it jumped off nothing. It means you jumped too low. It's still possible to do it, but it becomes harder. And no, that was so good. It's hard to do, because, like, it's like you're jumping off of nothing. It's like you're jumping off the... Yeah, like that. There you go. See, it like messes up. But basically, you just want to make sure... What I do is I just never let go of jump, and it ends up working out for me. Just hold jump, and then nail dash. Or down slash dash. There's also a way to do it with a fireball, but when you do the Dung Defender the way we do it, you don't have any soul for a fireball. Takes a lot of practice. Alright. So, practice these acid skips. So what you're going to do is you're going to stop right there, go to where these crystals are, and then what I do is I dash twice, but I let go. Oh, I'm really low. Yeah, that's too low. So, I jump off this, I dash, and, like, you just have to make sure that you're low enough to get below that wall, but high enough to, where you don't, like... Okay, see, this Crump is in my way, and he can actually spawn there when you first come in the room, and it's really annoying because he's going to hit you. If you're really lucky, you can do what I just did, and you can dash and hit that side of that platform. 9 times out of 10, though, he's going to hit you all the way over here, and you're going to try to dash, and you're not going to make it to the platform. So you're just going to take 2 damage for no reason, just because the Crump decided to spawn right there. Oops. Do that. But you're going to jump off the wall, unlike what I did. There we go. Now, there's something weird about this next room. Here, I'll see if I can get it to happen. I'm gonna walk into the transition. I'm gonna let go of right. Okay. Exactly like that. Now, that doesn't always happen, but for some reason, it happens like 50% of the time. I'll see if I can try to get... Doesn't matter. So instead of, like, maybe you can, like, hold left. Yeah, you can do that. But instead, I just work with it, and I just, like, expect to walk off. So I just hold right. The point is you're going to get onto this wall, but I just hold right and then just try to line up my C-dash. So I'll show you what I do, and I'll try to explain it. Yeah. Now, there is a pebble right here. That's where you want to line up the top of your eye, right? I can be a little bit higher, I can be a little bit lower. I've seen it work with like slightly varied. You just want to make sure you're somewhere around this, like really close to this. Like the top of your eye is like almost in the middle of the pebble or the bottom of the pedal. That's like your margin of error. In order to adjust yourself, just like get on the wall and just start tapping C dash to like slow your descent until you like get it right. So I'm gonna jump off now. When I dash under here, C dash under here, I'm gonna hit this wall. It's very important to let go of left and right, and to jump at the right timing. It's a combination of a neutral jump plus jumping at the right time, and you'll like, oh, it's this way for you. There's a ledge like this. You're gonna hit that. The neutral jump will allow you to barely slip by that corner. If that makes sense. Try to see if I can, like that. I'm gonna kill these guys just because they're in my way. Whoops. Alright. So let's see. Whoops. You have a little low, and I jumped too early anyway, so it doesn't matter. Good. There you go. It just takes practice of knowing the timing of jumping off the wall, and yeah, I was too low right there, so I ended up bonking my head and falling in the acid. Might have been low right there, or I might have jumped off at the wrong time. I'm not sure. There we go. All right, now a lot of people ask me why you have to. Whoops. You want to jump up here and touch the ground. So what's going to happen? You're going to jump over, do that, and then you're going to immediately do this. And it's not a mistake. I thought it was when I first saw it, but basically you're making it to where the next time you fall into a hazard, you're going to spawn on that platform, which is what's going to happen. You're going to crystal dash. Be a little bit off the acid, jump up here, grab him, and then you're gonna inventory drop into the acid. It's gonna spawn you on this platform. You're gonna turn around, grab this. So you should have 3 health right here. I have infinite health, so I'll turn that off and I'll jump into the acid real quick. But you should have 3 health right now, and that's with taking like required hits. Like, oh fuck! All right, well I'll take damage in a second on purpose. But if you take any damage extra that you're not supposed to, then you could end up having 2 health right here, or potentially 1 health. You could hit these guys and heal right here if you really need to. If you have 3 health right here, you shouldn't have to heal. You should be perfectly fine. If you have 2 health, there's a chance you'll die in this room coming up. You're going to see dash right here, and you're going to cancel it right in the middle. Dash, and then dash. Now, it is possible to get hit in this next room. Oh, let me go find something to hit. Where am I? It is possible to get hit twice in this room, although it's not like required or anything. It's possible to get hit between 0 and 2 times. So if you get lucky, you can get past all these guards and not take a damage, or you can get stopped and then they can kind of combo you. So I'm gonna take a hit right there because he was too low. And then this guy's can like sometimes like throw their spear right where you're falling, or it can just be really inconvenient. But you don't always get. Sometimes you'll just get past all 3 and you'll be fine. It's just RNG. Dash over here. Now the way I do this room is I up slash him, touch that wall, dash, hit him, touch the wall. Yeah, go through that room. You're gonna do the same thing where you leave the room to get the timer to stop and the bench to pop up. Bench, and then we're going to crystal dash over the left. So now there's a little game we play in my stream where it is not always up to you how many times you get hit in this Baldur room, or I'm sorry, this is a Moloch room. So we always try to guess how many times I'm gonna get hit, but you're almost 100% guaranteed to get hit once. The only time I've ever not gotten hit once, it was in debug, so it might have been something that was weird with debug, so maybe it's not possible, but I'll try to show you. Oh, you should be C-dashing right here, but whatever. Alright, here we go. See, I'll do the whole room, and we'll see how many times I get hit. You're always guaranteed to get hit by this guy right here. That's the only required hit. In a real run, I've never not gotten hit by that guy, so. Oh, and that's ideal. That's perfect. That's as good as it can go right there, is getting hit one time by that guy, and then you make it up. If you get hit by, right after the required hit, you start a C-dash, and there's one on the ceiling, and he's shooting downwards. If you get hit by him, that's worst case scenario. That's the worst one. It wastes the most time. It's really annoying. If you have 3 or 4 health at this point, you're golden. You can do the strat that works with Fluke Nest, and 90% of the time it'll work. If you have 2 health, what I do is I change up the strat a little bit. I'll try to show you both. So then you have to do this trick. Now, this trick, if you're really, really inconsistent with it, don't do it. It's not worth it. Just go around. You can go over here, waste a tiny bit of time, you know, and you can come up, and then you can be done. But if you can get the strat anywhere consistently, you can do this. And it's kind of finicky. It's really annoying. Takes a lot of practice. It has to do with, like, I think it's like the timing of, like, right here. I like hit right, jump left really fast. This is like the most I've ever gotten in a row, so that's cool. Oh, well, there we go. It's kind of difficult. Oh, there we go. That can happen. Yeah. You don't have to do that if you don't want. Normally you would be C-dashing right here. So I'll show you the strat when you have 3 or 4 health, because you should only take 1 damage. It's possible to not take damage at all, but you should take 1 damage here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna break, or you're gonna kill all these little guys. Just try to get the ones that are the farthest. And then whenever you notice there's only 1 or 2 left, you want to fluke. Wait till you get hit right here. Fluke, fluke. Oh, see, I got lucky and I didn't get hit. And then he's immediately going to go into this move. And there you go. As long as you have 22 or more mana right here, or soul, you should be fine, which I have 33, so we're Gucci. Now, I'll try to show you that again. It's important to get the hits, the nail hits that I do, but don't get too many nail hits, especially if you don't get hit. Don't get too many nail hits, because then you could essentially stagger him, and you don't want him to be staggered right here. Oh, I did the whole thing wrong. I was trying to talk and play at the same time. You could, if you accidentally stagger him before he does the move, the little headbangy in the middle move, then it's kind of bad, because you want to make sure you have a certain amount of soul, and then do like pogo dive, or not even pogo. I'll show you. So you're gonna get hit once. Oh, I didn't get hit again. It's kind of rare. All right, see, I kind of slowed down so I don't stagger him, and then I'm gonna get pogo dive and then nail dive. If you get hit a second time, then you need all those hits. As you can see, I have 1 extra. Like I said, you want 22. I have 1 extra because I had enough time to hit him 1 more time. Like, if you do get hit a second time before you get those flukes off, or like as you get the 3rd fluke off, whatever, then you're gonna need every nail hit that I got, because then you'll end up with 22, and that's the lowest that you want to do Lost Kin correctly. I'll try to show you what it looks like whenever you yeah. So let's say I had 2 health, right? And I wanted to heal because you could potentially take 2 damage. So I would heal once. I'm gonna fluke so I don't heal like. So you would have not full soul, and you would do this, where you fluke, take 1 damage, and then fluke, and then you have to get a bunch of hits. You kind of have to improvise so that you have enough soul, and that was like way too much, but like that's just you kind of have to freestyle a little bit, because you want to make sure you at least have enough soul to have 22. That was more than enough, so don't do that. I'm gonna dash over here, grab wings. Now, the reason I say that you want to have 22 soul is because it takes 7 hits to stagger Lostkin, and when he's staggered, he doesn't have a hitbox. So you're gonna walk on top of him and you're gonna fluke 3 times. And that's gonna be 336 damage, and you're gonna do that like 4 times, and you're just gonna die. But you want to make sure you have 7 hits. Like, you want to have 2 hits right now, and then you're gonna get 7, fluke 3 times, and then on the next cycle, you're gonna hit him 7 times and hit 2 of the little floaty guys, like once each, because they die in 1 hit. I'll try to show you as well as I can. So you don't want to shoot any flukes. So he's staggered. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. And now he's like 1 fluke away from being dead. Unfortunately, I missed that one. There we go. After you've done that, I think it's, I guess, 3 times. So 9 flukes. Then you're just gonna try to hit him with a fluke after you get 3 hits. Just get enough soul for 1 fluke and try to hit him with as many of them as you can. He'll die. As you can see, I don't have full soul, so I'm having to jump up and hit one of the oozes before. Oops. Oh, I did it 1 too many times. Like if you don't have full soul when he staggers, you have to like try to find a little floaty ghost before you hit him once. There's a way to knock yourself out of this dream if you have a ghost still alive right now. Like right there is where you want to die. Or maybe it's earlier. I don't know. I don't do it. I don't care. You can knock yourself and save a tiny bit of time by like dying to get out of the dream, but you can't do it too early or else like the kill won't count. It has to be like as he puts his head up or as he puts his head down or something. I don't know. I used to know it, but I forgot it. We're gonna dash over. Make sure you talk to him first to get all the essence. I'm gonna do this. Up here. That's the way I do that. If you have a faster way or a different way that's more comfortable for you, that's fine. That's how I get up there. And we'll probably end with failed champ. Oh, I'm sorry. So I do it right here. You can do it at the I almost said failed at the Forgotten Crossroads stag. But as you're able to open the inventory, take off Fluke and put on Soul Twister or Spell Twister, whatever. Stop right here. Okay, this is an opportunity to show you guys the look down. So there's a weird minor glitch that happens with tolls, like gates that use like money, like a toll like this, or stags, or sometimes benches. It's weird and finicky with benches. I think sometimes it like makes a double bench or something. I don't know, but I'll show you how it works. It's not very complicated to do. But essentially, right as this text goes away, I could mess it up and we'll just have to do it another time. Or maybe I can... I'll try to set a save state outside. Maybe I can do it twice. Here. You do this. That's all. You see how the bell comes up like instantly. I'll show you what it looks like without doing the look down at all, so you can see how long it is. It actually felt kind of fast. Yeah, it's just slightly faster. Oh, this one's faster than normal? Okay, so yeah. You can't see the difference as much here. But no, it is like, you'll see how much faster it pops up. Like instant. The other ones take like 2 or 3 seconds for some reason. It's really, really noticeable with the gates. But yeah, you're gonna go down twice. Like I said, you can change your charms here if you want, because you are gonna have to bench. But I do it earlier at the other bench. It doesn't really matter. So I make sure to jump up here, hit both of them twice each, get 4 out of 9. Okay, now I think it's because of the save state, or maybe because the last time. So in the very beginning of the game, of the run, whenever you stand here, you stand like right here, and you let yourself get hit, his mace also breaks this wall. If he did swing and you got your 2 damage, taken, and he breaks his wall, then you don't have to do anything. You just jump up there. If he didn't swing and you just had to like leave it, you just do that. And these walls. And I double jump off here. And I'll show you how I do this arena. I make sure to hit them each once. And up, kill. Up, kill. Whoops. Up, kill. Then I pogo him to get him to go down, so he gets close to the other guy. That's how you do that arena. You want to try to get, if not full soul, as much soul as you can leaving this room, like 1 or 2 hits away from being full. If that means you have to do that to him, so be it, because you have to be full soul whenever you start this fight. So you can hit him if you want. Sometimes these guys aren't convenient to hit. This is best case scenario. They're all over to the left, so it's perfect. But sometimes like the explodey guy will be right here. You got to jump over him, let him run over. Sometimes the spitty guy will be right here. That's worst case. That means you have to jump up, grab this wall. He's gonna spit and hit you. You have to take the hit, fall down, jump back up, and start the C-dash. But luckily they're perfectly like in the right spot. You just C-dash over them. I'm up here however you want. Now what I do is I try to get a little bit of like wall storage right here. So I'll try to see if I can do it. Yeah, I got it. You just like jump, down slash, and dash like almost all at the same time. And you can hit, you can dream nail those 2 guys if you absolutely need soul, because you really need to start this fight with full soul. So because we have Spell Twister, that means we have 4 spells that we can use before we run out. And this fight is really, really particular. So I'll show you how I do it. Axe and Monster, I think they do a little bit more dive. I use fireballs in the 2nd and 3rd phase. And I use a fireball right off the start. I don't like the way they do it. It just doesn't feel good for me. So I do it with more fireballs, but it doesn't really matter as long as you stagger him as quickly as possible. So I try to get a double hit fireball right off the bat. Like that. And then you want to try to get as much of these dives to hit as possible. See, that last bit on the 2nd one missed. And then you just have to try to get as much damage. Try to hit rocks into him like that so he staggers. Oh, please tell me I set a save state. Is this fail champ? Yeah, okay. Whew. Double hit, whoops. Oh, that's bad. Not over. Okay. It'll still be possible. But having 1 health there is really rough, because sometimes when on the 2nd and 3rd phase, when you're trying to shoot fireballs, the rocks can fall and hit you. That's not bad. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to hit him. He takes more hits to stand up after the first stagger, which allows you to get to full soul. But what we're going to do is I'll show you how I do it. Like I said, I use fireballs right here, which allows me to not have to dream nail him at all until the very end. I think Axe does dives. I'm not sure how it works out for him, but I'll show you how I do it. So you're gonna get full, and you're gonna get like 1 or 2 more hits, 3, and just get a couple hits on him, and then you want to fireball as the mace hits the ground toward you, and that'll allow if all 3 of your fireballs triple hit, because like as he hits it, the hitbox is here, it hits him, he comes up, it hits him again, then he puts his mace over, it hits him again, and it hits 3 times. Then right here, you'll still have enough. You'll still have 27 soul, so you only have to hit him like that. Fuck, 2 of them missed, or 2 of them only double hit. So we have to get some hits now. You're being really weird. Whatever. So right here you can just fireball and then start up a dream nail, and then you're done. And you want to start at that dream nail, so right here you can position yourself, fireball, and dash off. Ooh. And then you're going to spam menu, and it won't actually open until after you get the essence, so you don't have to worry about like timing it or whatever. Yeah, and that is 106 up until failed champ. It's been almost 2.5 hours. We will continue this either tomorrow or Thursday. Tomorrow I might do Glass Soul, but yeah, that's the beginning of 106%. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll continue with part 2.